If you're anything like me and you are tired of all the divisive news, the reaction videos, the overreaction videos, and basically just consuming a bunch of information that is leaving us all feeling drained, tired, and further apart from one another and lonely as can be, I have a suggestion for you. And that is going to be something very specific, and that is to watch The Princess Bride. Welcome to These 24 Hours. My name is Ben. This channel just offers simply help and hope to a world that desperately needs it. So yes, I am asking you to watch The Princess Bride, the movie from the 80s, I believe, 1987. So I'm guessing you're wondering where I'm going with this, but hang with me. I promise it will be worth your while. We right now have an overload of information that is truly just breaking us. I know it's been breaking me in many ways. Between news, politics, YouTube, social media, TikTok, we're just being fed so much information about things that are dividing us.
I've just sucked 1 year of your life away.
The reality is we can't take that much information. We were never meant to handle that much information. Only God can carry that much weight. We're being fed so much information that our brain literally cannot process all of it.
The cliffs of insanity!
Sort of think of it like this. If we have this much energy that we wake up with each day within the 24 hours that we've been given, we pretty much spend, I know sometimes in my own life, we spend about half of that amount of energy on these useless things that don't push us forward to the things that we value or that our purpose is tied into. Instead, we just grind away on these little things that just are dopamine hits. They suck away all of our energy. And then when they are filled with divisive messages that just try to push us further into our ideological camps, we got nothing left. And of course you feel tired, you feel drained, you feel lonely and separated from the world, and it just looks in general like a really bad place. So again, I reiterate that only God can carry that kind of weight. We as humans were never meant to, and that's why it's crushing all of us as a world, as a society. So my suggestion, turn it all off and watch The Princess Bride. That is what I did tonight.
As you wish.
You may think it's silly, such a specific or simple request, but it might be possible that the idea of that or watching a movie like The Princess Bride might help us restore something that we've lost. Let's start with this point. There's simple clarity in a story like The Princess Bride between good and evil or good and bad. With characters like Wesley and Buttercup, we're reminded that life isn't so gray as we think it is or confusing, but instead stories like this train us in the idea of loving again, of hope, of redemption, of courage, a lot of these characteristics and values that we just don't see in any of the news around us or the little quick bites that we're scrolling through. Another thing to consider is that nostalgia builds a common ground that I think a lot of us have lost. I know I have felt at times that I've lost that common ground with people. Things like movies, music, nostalgia, stories, these things bring us together and remind us that we're all human together here. For instance, if I try to connect with someone and I'm sharing a bit about our life, like we homeschool or I'm self-employed, sometimes those can lose people as we talk to them. If we're sharing something that we do and someone's not doing that same thing, they sort of start to check out a bit. But if I say, marriage, something as simple as that, and if they've seen Princess Bride, otherwise they'll think I'm crazy, but something as simple as that can really help bring someone together. Or if I say, my name is Inigo Montoya, you killed my father, prepare to die. Or if you say,
Inconceivable!
those types of things can break a barrier that a lot of other conversation can't. It's that common bond of something that brings us together. And again, it's from just a silly movie that is sort of a cult classic, and that instantly connects us with strangers. And that in itself rekindles a bit of that hope that we've lost, because hope thrives when we find what unites us. And I want to reiterate that we were made for hope. Watching this movie with my kids reminded me that our soul longs for these types of stories that bring us that hope. And hope is so important because it points us beyond the noise of today. It points us to the future, even beyond this world, to eternity. For instance, Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, God set eternity in the human heart. Whether you are a believer or not, We're longing for something beyond this world because it's built into us, and that is the hope that we desire. And when we get lost thinking this world is all bad and there's nothing to hope for, nothing good to believe in, that's when we pull apart and start dividing from each other. We weren't designed to process the full world's pain every second of the day. We simply will break, and that's what we're doing as a society. That's why in Scripture, God calls us to cast all of our anxieties on Him, 1 Peter 5:7, because it's only in prayer that we can give back that burden, the burden that we can't carry, that will always crush us. Give it back to God, the one who is strong enough to carry that weight. And that reminds us of our dependence on Him, and that we are human, just like each other. It has the commonality that we all share. And we are all on the same redemption story of turning our hearts back to God, so that one day all of the things that are broken will be made new. Every tear will be wiped away. All the pain, the suffering will be gone. And that is something to hope in. So I encourage you, take 97 minutes this week, sit down with someone you love and watch The Princess Bride and be reminded of these things. Remember a simpler time and take it one step further, and remember that our hope is not in this world. And sometimes it takes something as simple as a movie like The Princess Bride to pull us back, just to slow down and remember that truth. And for me, that truth is that Christ holds tomorrow, and that is fully where my hope is in. So with that, I ask, what will you do with these 24 hours that you've been given?